Well, students, we will start the second topic of standard costing called labor variance. In the previous session, we had a discussion about material variance. Now we are going to discuss about the labor variance theoretical aspects. Fine, students. In the last classes, we had a discussion about the material variance. Now today we are going to discuss about the labor variance. As we all know, there are different elements of cost. As we discussed in 4th semester BCom called cost sheet, we have direct material, direct labor, direct expense, prime cost, factory overhead, selling overhead, administration overhead, and so on. But your syllabus is restricted only to find the variance of material and labor. Generally, major portion of the cost occupies only for material and labor. So material cost and labor cost occupies a major portion of total cost. For example, if I want to say, if 100 rupee is a total cost, 70 to 80 rupee will be only material and labor. Especially in today's world, the cost of labor is too high in case of skilled workers. So when we want to finish a particular task or a particular job, we require labor to convert the raw material into finished goods. So you need to pay salary, you need to pay wages, you need to incur other expenditures like canteen expense, recreation expense, uniform expense, then we have training expense, and so on. So in order to keep the labor cost under control, we go for standard costing. As discussed in the introduction of standard costing, what is standard costing? It's a predetermined cost. In advance, we fix a cost. For this job, this will be the cost. So we fix the cost in advance and we expect the work to be completed within that cost. For example, I want to make a furniture. So to produce a furniture, I fix a cost of 1000 rupees. Labor cost is 1000 rupees. So I expect the furniture to be completed, to be manufactured within the labor cost of rupees 1000. If it's more than 1000, then somewhere it's wrong. If it is less than 1000, then we can appreciate that we have saved the cost. It's called cost saving measures. So what is labor variance? It is a predetermined labor cost. We compare actual cost with predetermined cost and find the variations. Variance means variations. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the different types of labor variance. What is labor cost variance? Variance means we call difference, variation. It is the difference between total labor cost fixed at standard level and actual labor cost incurred. As explained previously, students, I want to manufacture a furniture. So I fix a standard cost of 1000 rupees. That is, labor cost should be 1000 rupees. But actually the furniture was manufactured at a labor cost of 1100. I fixed 100, whereas I incurred 1100. So 100 rupee is extra. So it's excess. So therefore it's called adverse. So that's called labor cost variance. Labor rate variance. See students, for each labor we fix an hourly rate. For a skilled worker, it's 100 rupee per hour. Unskilled worker, 70 rupee per hour. Sometimes we will pay the labor wages on hourly basis. 5 hours, 8 hours if they work, we pay so much. That is rate per hour we call. It is a difference between labor rate of wages and actual wages rate paid. As I said, 100 rupee per hour is called standard. Actually, they were paid 90 rupee per hour. Then we saved 10 rupees. Labor efficiency variance. That's called indicates the effect in the quality of completing the job. It is a difference between standard time allowed to produce an article and actual time taken to produce that article. For each task or job, we fix a time. If the worker completes within that time or more than that time, then variance said to occur. For example, furniture should be manufactured in 5 hours. If it is completed in 6 hours, then there is variance. Revised standard time. It's called RST. Sometimes we need to revise the standard time because some job requires both skilled worker and unskilled worker. So there is a mixture of workers, skilled worker, semi-skilled worker and unskilled workers. We have white collar workers, blue collar workers. So there is a mixture of many types of workers. Under such a situation, we revise the standard time because a skilled worker will take 1 hour to complete, unskilled worker will take 2 hours to complete. So when there is a mixture of these types of workers, we get revised standard time. It is that variance which is recalculated when there is a mixture of different kinds of labor. Labor mix variance. So it's applicable when there is a different types of workers. So revised standard time is required only when there is a mixture of labors. So 4 and 5 are highly interrelated. So without 4, you can't find the answer of 5. So what is labor mix variance? It is a difference between revised standard time and the actual time. So students, in the next slide, let us go through the formulae. These are the various formulae. 5 formulae we have to calculate variance. So labor cost variance is equal to formula standard time into standard rate minus actual time into actual rate. Labor rate variance, standard rate minus actual rate into actual time. Labor efficiency variance, standard time minus actual time into standard rate. Revised standard time is applicable when there is a mix of labor, skilled labor, semi-skilled labor, unskilled labor. Standard time for each group divided by total standard time into total actual time. LMV, labor mix variance, RST minus AT into SR. So kindly go through the formulae. We will solve the problem in the next class. Thank you.